is his teacher explaining him is the mark of the immature man is that he wants to die nobly for a cause, while the mark of the mature person is that he wants to live humbly for one. That's really intriguing. So hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to give you a brief review of this beautifully written book, The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. And this particular book is written about a teenaged boy, and that's probably the most the most relatable book that I have read, and this is the best book that I have read in 2020 till now in English. Surely I have already talked about the best book that I have read in Hindi, that is Banaras Talkies, and the other one Premchand's book. But in English, that I have read so many books, of course, there are so many classics and all those things that I have read. But the best one is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, and the protagonist here is Holden Caulfield. If I'm wrong, please, I am apologizing for this. Okay, so the most important thing here is it is written about a teenaged boy who is the name of this particular person I've already told you, HC. I'm going to tell you HC. This person HC is actually 16 to 17 years old, and he's purely going through his times of teenage and so many troubles. Of course, we have gone through a lot. We are still now going through a lot. Being an adult, I'm saying that we are going through a lot, and there are so many important career decisions that we need to make, and there are so many things that is going around us. And particularly in this age, we found the human behavior to be very annoying. Like, we need to understand things, we want to understand things, but we are unable to. So there are so many other problems. There is a lot of pressure, actually, if I would say. There is a lot of pressure in teenage or adulthood. We don't find the perfect path. We need to understand what our mind's capacity is, what our mind wants us to do, and the creativity inside us, the intelligence inside us, or the talent inside us, how to explore that particular thing. How would we know that this person or that person is good at this thing? So there are so many things that we actually go through in our teenage, like the correct career decision, maybe the pressure of making our parents feel proud of us, and behaving in a certain way, behaving in a certain manner always. And sometimes we feel so frustrated, and we just want to not care anymore, but then we have to. So this is a kind of very frustrating and annoying experience that every teenager feels and experiences at some other point of time in their life. So this is about HC. HC is the main character here, who is going through a lot of mental tension, a lot of like a depression kind of a thing is going on. He is unable to express what he's feeling to anyone, and that's the narration is all about. And there are so many things that he has penned down, and I'm actually able to relate to this character a lot, because there are so many times, there are so many points of our life where we feel like expressing our feelings to someone, but we don't find that perfect person to whom we can express everything. Or maybe if the person is willing to understand, we are not finding the probable or the perfect way of expressing those things. So that's why it is better always to pen down everything, whatever you are experiencing, that is somewhat expressed here. This is the only this is 1% of the amazing narration that I have told you right now. There is a lot more that you will know, and to make you understand the importance of this book, I will surely read out some of the lines of this particular book to you. So let's start with it. So the first thing I would like to read to you is, I will speak to you about the first thing here is, this book is completely dedicated and written to my mother. And the way this book starts is completely very intriguing and interesting. I will read out some of the lines of this book, initial lines of this book. In the chapter 1, we can see, if you really want to hear about it, the first thing you will probably want to know is where I was born, and what my lousy childhood was like, and how my parents were occupied, and all before they had me, and all that David Copperfield kind of crap. So this is something, a direct direct sarcasm or direct criticizing point of the particular work, David Copperfield. This is the way the introduction of David Copperfield started. So he's saying that, but I don't feel like going into it if you want to know the truth. So he's not interested to start this book by saying that my name is this, my father was that, my mother was that, and certain way of introduction that many of the writers start with. So this is the introduction, which is very interesting from the beginning itself. When you will start this book, you will understand that it is going to be a definite interesting journey to read this whole book, an amazing experience to read this whole book. There are certain more lines that I have tabbed here, so that I will open the pages and I will read it out to you. So, okay, the most important thing in teenage is we start daydreaming a lot. We have some sort of like plans in our mind that we want to execute, but we don't actually end up executing those plans that we feel like we should be doing. So there are so many things that goes inside this character's Etsy's mind also, and he has written one of them, which is beautiful, which is completely beautiful because it is in its raw form, and the most raw form it is actually written. So I will read it out. They would let me put gas and oil in their stupid cars, and they would pay me a salary, and all for it I would build me a little cabin somewhere with the dough I made and live there for the rest of my life. I would build it right near the woods, but not right in them, because I would want it to be sunny as hell all the time. So this is the language that is used. Hell, crab, and all those things are used. So this is the typical teenage kind of the description, the dialogues, and everything is so relatable. And I would cook all my own food, and later on, if I wanted to get married or something, I would meet this beautiful girl that was also a deaf mute, and we would get married. So he wants his girlfriend or his wife to be deaf mute, who would not be talking as much but writing everything or pen down everything that she feels or she wants to inquire about, or they want to have a conversation, they would write it down, which is a very mature form of thinking, which is again something very deep, that we tend to express our feelings way more than that we feel inside or we think about inside. So that it's always better to write it down. That is what this person is thinking about. So I would cook all my own food, and later on, if I wanted to get married or something, I would meet this beautiful girl that was also a deaf mute, and we would get married. She would come and live in my cabin with me, and if she wanted to say anything to me, she would have to write it on a goddamn piece of paper. So this word goddamn is also used a lot of times. And like everybody else, she would actually, if she would want to have any certain kind of conversation, if she would want to convey any certain kind of feeling or express something, she would write on a goddamn piece of paper rather than speaking to me directly. If we had any children, we would hide them somewhere. We could buy them a lot of books and teach them how to read and write by ourselves. That's very beautiful. Being a bibliophile, I also feel like our children, the next generation, must have, like, I feel I am relating to this character because I feel I would like to inculcate that particular habit of reading more and more amount of books into my children or something like that. We all feel like that because reading books is the best feeling ever. So this is one of that daydreaming kind of line. From here I read it out to you. And there is more character, that is Ellie. Ellie is his brother who is dead, who is no more, and he actually, Etsy constantly misses his brother and is unable to process that particular thing in his mind, that he is no more and he has lost his brother forever. So he always feels like Ellie is present with him. He always feels like Ellie is there with him. So he is writing this. Every time I would get to the end of a block, I would make believe I was talking to my brother Ellie. I would say to him, Ellie, don't let me disappear. Ellie, don't let me disappear. Ellie, don't let me disappear. Please, Ellie. And then when I would reach the other side of the street without disappearing, I would thank him. So he feels like as if he is with his brother, or his brother is always with him, and he's not letting this particular thing inside him that his brother is no more. This is the way he is actually missing him in every step of his life, literally and otherwise also. Then it would start all over again as soon as I got to the next corner, but I kept going and all. I was sort of afraid to stop. I think I don't remember, to tell you the truth. So this is so raw format of expression of his feelings that you'd sometimes your heart will break after reading this thing, that this is such a poor soul. He is actually going through a lot. So there are some more lines also I'd like to read out. Like, the thing is, if you get very depressed about something, it's hard as hell to swallow. Yes, it is. It is. We take it emotionally or other kind of interpretations. There also we can understand that we cannot take that in. We cannot swallow that in if we are really depressed as hell. So this is the explanation. And there are so many other things that of course I can't read. If agar mera bus chale to I will read everything to you, but I can't. But there are some lines that I have kept highlighted because I wanted to read. One more thing I would like to read out is, yes, so the mental confusion and the mental distress that we all are going through right now in this lockdown period or coronavirus thing, this pandemic thing is going on. We all need to, after reading this particular book, this page, I felt like I needed this page. I really needed to read this page. Here it is written, among other things, you will find that you are not the first person who was ever confused and frightened and even sickened by human behavior. You are by no means alone on that score. You will be excited and stimulated to know many men have been just as troubled morally and spiritually as you are right now. Happily, some of them kept records of their troubles. You will learn from them if you want to, just as someday, if you have something to offer, someone will learn something from you. It's a beautiful reciprocal arrangement, and it isn't education, it is history, it is poetry. I'm not trying to tell you that only educated and scholarly men are able to contribute something valuable to the world. It's not so. But I do say that educated and scholarly men, if they are brilliant and creative to begin with, which unfortunately is rarely the case, tend to leave infinitely more valuable records behind them than men do who are merely brilliant and creative. They tend to express themselves more clearly, and they usually have a passion for following their thoughts though to the end, and most important, 9 times out of 10 they have more humility than the unscholarly thinker. Do you follow me at all? So this is the most beautiful paragraph that I actually found in this book, and there are so many others also. So here one more line I would like to put down from this book, from page 19, and which is the most interesting thing. We all bibliophiles can relate to this line. What really knocks me out is a book that when you are all done reading it, you wish the author that wrote it was a terrific friend of yours, and you'd call him up on the phone whenever you felt like it. That doesn't happen much though. So this is very interesting that after reading this book, I felt like J.D. Salinger. If J.D. Salinger would have been my friend, I would have called him and said him, dude, you have written such an amazing book. It actually feels like that if I could have conversation with the writer of this amazing book. So this is the purpose of me editing the whole video for you guys by reading some part of this book, is to make you understand the importance, to feel the importance of this book. We are going through a lot of mental stress and problems like that. So we, being a teenager or being an adult, we need to actually read this book, because this book is going to tell us a lot about our life. We need to learn a lot of things from this book. We must read this book. That's the only purpose, because I actually read out a lot of things. So without wasting much of your time, I would conclude the video here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel and press the ghanti to get notified whenever I will upload a new video. And also please read this book, not because I'm saying you to read this book, but because you have to read this book. You must read this book to learn certain things from this book, and to feel that you are not the only one who is going through such and such mental trouble. It is completely common, and it is completely okay to be depressed at some other point of time. It is completely okay to feel not normal at some other point of time. Thank you so much.